3 days after the signal stopped, the Galactic Council made a decision. They would send a recon fleet to the Sol system. The humans were gone. Their star system was missing, but something had to be there. Wreckage, hidden tech, anything. They needed answers. A fleet of 5 scout ships was launched, led by Commander Varlin, a strict and fearless warrior from the Kree Dominion. His orders were clear: scan the Sol system, investigate the floating metal plate, and return with all information. As the fleet approached the former coordinates of Sol, the crew grew quiet. There was no sun, no planets, no asteroid belt, just black space. Varlin gave the command: full scan, every direction. Find something. But the scans showed nothing. No heat, no particles, not even light. The area was like a hole in space, a place where the rules of the universe had stopped working. It's like space itself was erased, said one crew member. Only one object was visible: the metal plate. The one Carrick had seen in the telescope. It was still floating, exactly in place, glowing softly. Commander Varlin sent a probe. The plate was made from unknown material. Not titanium, not any known element. It didn't respond to scans, but one thing was clear: the message on it was real. We warned you. They're coming. The plate was taken aboard. Suddenly, every system on the scout ship began to malfunction. Lights flickered. Gravity shifted. Crew members heard strange whispers in their ears. A few collapsed, clutching their heads. One engineer screamed, "The ship is seeing something. It's alive." Varlin ordered the plate ejected back into space. Instantly, the systems returned to normal. "This is no simple warning," he said. "It's a trap, or a test." But Carrick, watching the fleet from the council chamber, saw something else. He noticed that time around the plate was moving slower. Minutes passed aboard the ship, while only seconds passed outside. He gasped. "It's not a weapon. It's a marker." "A marker?" asked a council member. "Yes. It marks the point where reality ends, where the humans were." Back on the recon ship, the crew found one more thing. Near the edge of the vanished zone, they discovered dozens of floating devices, small, cube-shaped, about the size of a head. They'd brought one aboard. The cube opened by itself. A hologram played, a message from a human. The man was calm, older, dressed in a black uniform with the Earth emblem on his chest. "This message is for those who still remain," he said. "You laughed, you mocked, you ignored us. We asked for unity, for help. You gave us silence." He leaned forward, eyes cold. "So now we have left, and we've taken everything with us." A hologram ended. Carrick studied the cube's data closely. Inside was something more, a star chart. It showed hundreds of dots marked in red. Varlin's eyes narrowed. "What are these?" Carrick replied, "They're systems where humans had colonies. Every red dot is gone now." The council panicked. "Did humans erase themselves?" someone asked. "No," Carrick said softly. "They moved." "But where?" asked Arvek. Carrick looked up at the map. "They didn't just leave this galaxy. They may have left this universe." The room fell silent. Suddenly, the recon ship sent one final message. "We've detected a pulse, something moving toward us from the dark space." Then static. The transmission was cut. A minute later, all 5 ships vanished from the Council's tracking systems. Gone. No explosion, no wreckage, no distress calls. Just silence. The Council ordered no more ships near the Sol system. They placed a warning beacon near the dark zone. "Do not enter." But Carrick stayed behind in his office, staring at the star map. He zoomed into one red dot, once the location of a human science colony. And there, hidden in the background noise, was another signal. Faint, repeating. He amplified it. "We tried to help you. We beg you to listen. Now, it's your turn to survive." Carrick sat back, heart pounding. The humans hadn't run away. They had prepared for something. Something the rest of the galaxy still didn't understand. And whatever it was, it had already started. The hall was filled with laughter, bright lights, and music from 10 different alien worlds. It was the 300th Galactic Unity Summit, a meeting held once every 10 years. Diplomats from every known species were there. Food floated on anti-gravity trays. Peace banners hung from golden arches. And humans were the guests of honor. Captain Aria Lynn stood in her dark blue uniform. Her chest medals shined under the lights. She smiled as alien leaders walked by, shaking hands and nodding. But her eyes stayed sharp. She didn't trust this peace. Next to her, Ambassador Rajan poured a drink. "They cheer for us today," he said, "but tomorrow they'll blame us for their shadows." Aria nodded. "That's why we stay alert." Across the room, a Draxari noble raised a glass. "To the humans, givers of food, healers of the sick," he shouted with a sharp grin. The crowd clapped, but Aria heard it, the fake tone, the hollow praise. Then the room fell quiet. Ambassador Rajan had collapsed. A waiter screamed. A cup hit the ground. Guards rushed in. Aria dropped to her knees and checked his pulse. His face was pale. His breathing was weak. "Poison," the medic said. "Fast-acting. Synthetic." The summit ended early. Security locked down the hall. Every guest was questioned. Every camera was checked. But nothing was found. No suspect. No motive. No clue. Later, in a private chamber, a message was played. It was taken from a hidden security drone. A whisper, caught on a passing alien's comm device, just moments before the poisoning. "One less human hero." The room went silent. "They tried to kill him," said Aria. At a peace summit, back on Earth, the news spread fast. Human diplomat poisoned was everywhere. People were angry. Some called for all aid missions to stop. But the Council of Earth held back. "We must not answer violence with hate," said the Earth President. "We will continue to help." Yet deep in space, trouble was growing. In the Tarine system, a human aid ship was destroyed. No survivors. The black box showed one final message from the captain. "Systems are failing. We're under fire. Not pirates. They're Union ships." Repeat, Union ships. Another message followed, this time from the Suvrax military. "Our weapons malfunctioned during training. We regret the human losses." But no one believed it. Aria sat alone in her quarters aboard the Hopebringer. Her screen flashed with reports. Riots on Zarnak. 2 engineers missing. Food convoys delayed. Then, a secure message came through. It was from her old friend, Joreth, a Vulnari who once studied at Earth's military academy. "They are turning everyone against you," Joreth said. "They say you want to take over, that you help only to control." Aria frowned. "We've never forced anyone." Joreth looked away. "That doesn't matter. Fear grows faster than truth." On a distant moon, a secret meeting took place. 12 alien leaders sat around a dark table. The Draxari general stood at the head. "They call it aid, but it's influence. Today they build your hospitals. Tomorrow they build your government." "They are kind," said one leader. "They are dangerous," the general replied. The room went quiet. Then, all 12 raised their hands. Unanimous. They must be stopped. Meanwhile, on Earth, the council met again. Captain Aria stood before them. "We have lost good people," she said. "They poison us at peace tables. They shoot our aid ships. I ask you now, how much longer will we stay silent?" A long silence followed. Then the president spoke. "We will finish what we started, but if one more human life is taken, we will change everything." In space, the Hopebringer prepared for another mission. Engineers checked systems. Drones loaded supplies. But deep in the ship's mainframe, something flickered. A small, hidden virus. Hours later, mid-flight, the lights went red. Power failure in engine bay. Fire in deck 3. Navigation offline. Sabotage. Area gave the order. Emergency landing. The ship crash-landed on an abandoned mining moon. No deaths. But it was a message. You are not welcome. Back on Earth, a single sentence appeared across every secure human network. Project Last Light is now under review. Only a few knew what that meant. It wasn't an attack. It wasn't war. It was preparation for the end. The galaxy had become quiet, but not the kind of quiet that brings peace. It was the kind of silence that comes before a storm. The humans were gone. Earth had closed its doors. The stars no longer echoed with the sound of Earth's ships, voices, or songs. But now, the galaxy began to feel the weight of that silence. And it was heavier than anyone expected. On the planet Zevron 3, crops failed. The soil had once been restored by Earth's biodrones, machines that turned dust into life. But the drones were silent now. They had been recalled. The farmers tried everything. Ancient tools, local chemicals, even prayers. But nothing worked. "Call Earth," a village elder said. "We already did," replied a younger one. No answer. No signal. Nothing. So they'd watched their children go hungry, and remembered the humans who once taught them how to grow hope. On the edge of the Varnak system, a civil war broke out. Two factions claimed power. Neither had Earth-trained peacekeepers to guide them. No human negotiators to calm the fire. Within days, cities burned. Civilians fled. One leader shouted over a comm, "If Earth were here, none of this would be happening." A bitter reply came. "But you wanted them gone. Remember." No one had an answer. Even the mighty Draxeri began to feel uneasy. They had gained power quickly, seizing abandoned zones, taking over stations once run by Earth. But something strange started happening. Ships went missing. Not destroyed. Just gone. One by one. Draxari warlords grew nervous. "Pirates?" one asked. "No," another replied. These were clean disappearances. No wreckage. No signals. A third whispered, "It's the humans. They're watching." In secret meetings, leaders of old alliances whispered, "What if they're not gone? What if they're judging us?" A transmission played in a hidden chamber. It showed a planet on fire, burning from internal war. Then a shadow appeared above it. A ship with no flag, no name. Human design. Within hours, the war stopped. No one saw what the ship did. No shots were fired. But all sides surrendered. The message attached said, "We gave peace. You chose war. Let this be your only warning." Across the stars, the price of silence became clear. With Earth gone, trade slowed. Technology failed. Conflicts rose. Disease spread. And trust. Trust was dead. Even allies didn't believe each other anymore. Without Earth to hold the center, everyone drifted. The galaxy, once proud, now felt empty. Like a body without a heart. Back on Earth, the skies were calm. No alien ships, no council messengers, just quiet effort. People rebuilt what they once gave away. They improved old designs, made faster ships, cleaner energy, and deeper defenses. Earth didn't grow bitter, but it did grow wiser. Captain Arya stood before a group of young cadets in a training dome. She pointed to a map of the galaxy. "This used to be home," she said. Then she pointed beyond it. "Now this is, because home is where you are respected, not just needed." The cadets nodded. But not all humans wanted silence forever. Some missed the stars they once helped. Some missed the laughter of alien children, the thank you notes, the friendships. A scientist named Dr. Elias Wan sent a private message to Captain Arya. "I understand why we left. But if they change, truly change, Shouldn't we be ready to listen? Arya didn't reply at first. She stared at the message for a long time. Then, finally, she typed back, "If they speak from the heart, not from fear, we'll listen." In the ruins of a forgotten colony, a small group of Terrene students placed a message beacon. It held a simple message. "We are sorry. We learned from you. Please don't forget us." The beacon floated into space, weak and quiet. But far away, in a deep sector unknown to most, a human listening post caught it. The signal blinked. Captain Arya was informed. She played the message alone in her quarters. When it ended, she whispered, "Maybe there's still something left to save." And so, the galaxy stood between two paths. One of silence, regret, and ruin. One of reflection, change, and hope. But it was not Earth's choice to make anymore. It was theirs. The price of silence had been paid. Now came the test. Would the galaxy stay broken? Or would it rise and prove it had learned? Panic spread through the Galactic Council. First, Earth vanished. Then the scout fleet was lost. Now, even Carrick, one of their top analysts, was gone. His ship disappeared without a trace after following the last human signal. The Council tried to track him, but sensors showed nothing, not even debris. Something strange was happening, something the galaxy had never seen before. Inside the Council Tower on Celtar Prime, the mood had changed. The leaders no longer laughed. They argued. "This is the humans' fault," shouted Chancellor Arvek of the Torai. "They abandoned the galaxy. They triggered something dangerous and ran away." Ambassador Sully, a peaceful being from the Vorn species, replied calmly, "They warned us. We didn't listen. We mocked them. Now we are paying the price." Dozens of voices echoed across the chamber. Some wanted answers. Some wanted revenge. Others just wanted to survive. The council was cracking. Divided. Afraid. To make matters worse, reports from outer colonies came flooding in. Stars were flickering. Ships were disappearing mid-flight. Entire planets had gone silent. No signals, no life, no data. At first, they thought it was a natural disaster, but it was happening too fast, too perfectly, like something was targeting them. A mysterious force. One word kept showing up in human files, over and over. The others. No one knew who or what the others were. There were no clear records, no species ID, just fear and silence. Carrick had warned them. The humans didn't escape us. They escaped them. The council called an emergency session. For the first time in 200 years, they closed the chamber to the public. Inside, the leaders shouted, "We must study the remaining human technology," said one scientist. "Maybe we can find a way to copy their Ascension project." "Are you mad?" barked General Vare. "That tech breaks reality. It killed our own researchers. It's cursed." "Maybe we should call the humans back," said another. "Call them? They don't even exist in our space anymore." Then a soft voice spoke. It was Council Archivist Gila, an old and quiet being who rarely left her library. "I found something," she said. The room fell silent. Gila placed a small device on the table. A hologram appeared. It showed a secret human archive, dated 2433, 4 years before their disappearance. In the recording, a human named Dr. Ellen Mira spoke. "We saw it, the edge of space trembling, a dark force moving in silence. The others do not speak. They do not show themselves. They simply erase. Worlds vanish. Stars die. We begged the council to prepare. They refused." She paused, looking into the camera. "So we chose a new path, a higher path, to save ourselves. If you are watching this, it means the others have come." The hologram ended. No one spoke. Then, an alarm rang across the chamber. A new emergency report. A science station near the galactic rim had gone offline. Final transmission. A shadow falling across the stars. No weapons, No sound, just darkness. And then nothing. This is a pattern, Gila whispered. A cleansing. The council finally saw the truth. The galaxy wasn't facing war. It was facing extinction. And humanity had been the only ones who knew how to escape it. Now, if some members wanted to follow the human path, study their lost tech, try to ascend. Others feared it would only speed up the doom. Arvek stood and slammed his fist on the table. If we touch their cursed machines, we risk destroying what's left. Ambassador Xully stood up. If we do nothing, we are already dead. The council was no longer one voice. They were many voices, screaming. That night, secret messages were sent between planets. Some leaders prepared to evacuate their systems. Others built weapons to defend against the unknown. And in the shadows, small groups began searching for forbidden human tech, hoping to unlock the secret of ascension before the others arrived. Karek was gone, but his final message, recorded before his ship vanished, was leaked across the galaxy. A simple sentence. The humans tried to save us. We chose pride instead of listening. Now, we must choose again. The council had cracked. Now the galaxy would break too. A cold wind swept across the surface of Zareth Prime, the central planet of the once powerful Galactic Union. The council chambers were nearly empty now. Banners had been taken down. Delegates stopped showing up. The once great union that ruled thousands of systems was collapsing. Slowly, painfully. The throne that Earth once held, the quiet, guiding voice of reason, remained empty. But now, no one was laughing about Earth's departure. They remembered, and they were afraid. Messages began flooding old Earth channels. Please, return. We were wrong. We need your help. But there were no replies, because Earth had already warned them. They warned the galaxy when humans were attacked, betrayed, and turned into enemies for offering peace. They warned them when the final withdrawal message was sent. And now, they were watching from the stars, not out of anger, but out of caution. In the shadows of unclaimed space, something stirred. Unknown ships appeared near Draxari-controlled zones. One by one, the Draxari war fleets vanished. No wreckage, no escape signals, just silence. The Draxari leaders panicked. Who dares attack us? But they already knew the answer. Earth, but not the Earth that sent aid and smiles. This was the Earth that had been tested, the Earth that warned them all. And now, the Earth that no longer cared about second chances. In a hidden outpost, Chancellor Vela stood before her people. We failed them, she said. They came in peace. We gave them betrayal. One student raised their hand. Can we fix it? Vela looked up at the stars. Only if we earn it. A large beacon was launched from her planet, broadcasting a message across known space. It said, to humanity. Not all of us were blind. Not all of us were cruel. Some of us still believe. If you see this, give us a sign. Weeks passed. Then one night, on a quiet moon, the sky lit up. A single human ship appeared. No weapons, no escorts. Just a small, unarmed shuttle. Captain Aria Lynn stepped out. She said nothing at first, then simply looked at the gathered aliens and asked, "Why should we ever trust you again?" The crowd was silent. Then a child stepped forward and said, "Because we listened this time." That moment changed everything. Not instantly, not with cheers or banners, but slowly, hope began to return. Meanwhile, in the outer edges of unexplored space, Earth thrived. They built new cities on distant planets. They explored star systems untouched by alien greed. They created wonders with no one to steal or destroy them. The humans didn't need revenge. They had something better, freedom, and they had earned it the hard way. Back in the galaxy, a council was reformed. But this time, there was no throne. No one ruled. No one demanded. Instead, There were equal voices, shared leadership, mutual respect. They called it the Pact of the Scar. It was named after the scar Earth left behind, a reminder of what happens when kindness is met with betrayal. Earth didn't lead it, but they inspired it, and from far away they watched. They never returned as rulers, but they returned as something greater. Legends. One day, on the new human capital deep in the stars, a young officer asked Arya, "Do you regret leaving?" She paused, then shook her head. "We offered help. We warned them. They chose pride over peace. So we chose ourselves." She looked out into the endless sky. They were warned, and now they understand. The galaxy would never forget Earth again, not because of their weapons, not because of their size, but because of one truth. Humanity tried to help, and when they were rejected, they walked away. And the galaxy, it paid the price. The end. The Galactic Union met in the Great Hall on planet Sereth. The chamber was once a place of strength, walls lined with glowing banners, voices full of pride. Now it echoed with silence and confusion. The humans were gone, and with them, the balance of power had disappeared. The Draxari High General stood at the center. "They've run," he said. "Earth has withdrawn. Their influence is finished." Some clapped, others stayed quiet. But not everyone believed the lie. Chancellor Vela of the Vulneri spoke up. "They didn't run. They chose to leave, and they took everything they gave us." She tapped her datavad. Images appeared in the air, hospitals shutting down, water systems breaking, children without medicine. Without Earth, whole systems are collapsing. "They made us weak," growled the Tazek warlord. "We depended on them for too long." "No," said Vela. "They made us better, and we repaid them with fear and betrayal." The room fell silent. Someone muttered, "Who leads the galaxy now?" No one answered. Far from the council chambers, chaos grew. Planets once held stable by Earth's peacekeepers were now in conflict. Old enemies fought again. Pirate factions rose in the void between systems. Trade routes failed. Even worlds that once rejected Earth aid now sent messages. "Earth, we regret our decisions. Please return. We were wrong." But Earth did not answer. And so, power-hungry empires moved fast. The Draxari expanded into weakened zones. The Suvaraks claimed abandoned colonies. Smaller races were crushed under new control. One by one, stars went dark. On Earth, things were different. No more foreign demands. No more broken treaties. Just focus. Inside the Independence Fleet, deep beyond the galaxy's edge, Captain Arya stood on the bridge. "Status report," she said. "All systems stable. Colony sectors report strong growth. New mining site discovered in Sector 9. She nodded. "Good. Keep moving. We don't stop." She looked at the blackness ahead. Not darkness, but freedom. A blank map where Earth could write its own story, without betrayal. Back in the galaxy, Chancellor Vela gathered a secret council. She met with alien leaders, scientists, and diplomats who still believed in what humans stood for. "We cannot lose everything they taught us," she said. "We must protect the good they left behind." One scientist asked, "What if they never come back?" Vela answered, "Then we build something worthy of their return." She activated an old holo device, a gift from a human teacher. A message played. "Leadership is not power. It is service. Protect the weak. Speak the truth. Do not betray your friends." The room went quiet. But while some tried to rebuild, others only wanted to rule. In a fortress deep in the Draxari sector, High General Corvin met with his warlords. "The humans left a throne empty," he said. "Now we take it. We control half the border worlds." One said. "The rest will fall," Corvin replied. "Without Earth to stop us, who will?" They launched attacks. Fast, brutal, without warning. Cities were taken. Defenses broke. But then, something unexpected happened. One night, on the planet Relson, a small town was about to fall. Draxeri troops marched through the streets. Suddenly, all their weapons powered down. Their ships shut off. Their armor froze. A voice echoed through the comms. "This is a restricted zone. Leave now." The soldiers looked up. Above them floated a ship, black, sleek, silent. Human design. But it bore no flag, no name. The soldiers ran. By morning, the town was safe, and the ship was gone. Rumors spread. Humans are watching. They didn't leave. They're waiting. Something is coming. But no one knew where the ships were, or how many there were. The galaxy grew nervous. Some felt guilt, others fear. In the halls of the Galactic Union, a new problem appeared. Too many voices, too many lies. No real leadership. The Union was crumbling. And still, the throne of leadership, the moral center Earth once filled, remained empty. Back in deep space, Captain Arya stared at a silent signal flashing in the void. It was weak. From far away. A plea. She didn't answer. Not yet. She turned to her crew. Let them feel the weight of their silence. Let them understand what it means to lose us. But what if they truly change? Someone asked. Arya paused. Then maybe, one day, we'll return. She walked away. And the ship kept moving, deeper into the stars. The throne was still empty. But the one who once sat there had not forgotten it. The message was short. No music, no flags, just text across the galaxy's screens. Humanitarian operations ending. Earth will withdraw from all alien territories within 30 days. The galaxy froze. On a medical moon where Earth doctors had cured diseases once thought impossible, patients wept. On a farming planet where human engineers made deserts bloom, harvests were left half-finished. On battle-scarred colonies where Earth soldiers once protected the weak, silence replaced safety. The humans were leaving. And no one could stop them. In Earth's largest orbital station, the command center was full of tension. Officers in dark uniforms moved quietly, watching holograms of retreating missions. Every dot on the screen was a ship. Aid vessels, hospital carriers, science drones, all pulling back. Captain Arya Lynn stood with arms crossed, her jaw clenched. They laughed when we came, she said. Now they cry because we're leaving. Beside her, General Merrick nodded. It's not cruelty. It's clarity. They chose this. Ships from dozens of systems sent last-minute requests. Please don't leave yet. We need your help. But Earth had made its decision. In the Terrene city of Velktor, chaos followed the news. Hundreds of citizens, many who once doubted the humans, ran to the Earth aid camp, hoping to stop the retreat. Children held handmade signs. Some begged. Some shouted, "Don't punish all of us. We didn't want the attacks. Please, don't leave us alone with them." But the humans didn't blame the innocent. They just knew they weren't safe anymore. As the last Earth shuttle prepared to take off, a group of young Terrene students formed a human chain around the ship, crying. Captain Arya stepped out once more. She walked to them, knelt down, and handed the oldest one a silver disc. Inside, she said, are the blueprints for everything we gave your people. Hospitals, food machines, water systems. Use it well. Then she looked at the stars. And if you ever need us again, really need us, we'll hear you. She turned and entered the ship. The ramp closed. Engines roared. The humans were gone. Across the galaxy, governments met in emergency sessions. What do we do now? Who will feed the outer colonies? Our economy was tied to human trade. They'll leave a power vacuum. We must fill it. The Draxeri leaders smiled in private. Let them struggle, one said. When humans are gone, we take back control. But others weren't so sure. In secret corners, small groups gathered, alien scientists, teachers, peacekeepers, all once trained by humans. One vulnerary scholar whispered to her friend, "What if they never come back?" The friend didn't answer. He simply stared up at the stars. Meanwhile, Earth changed. What was once a planet open to the galaxy became quiet, focused inward. Factories once used to build water drones now made starship hulls. Universities that taught alien languages turned their focus to deep space research. Defense stations lit up like never before. A silent message was being sent. You turned us away, so now we walk alone. But even then, Earth didn't hate the galaxy. They just stopped trusting it. Inside Earth's High Command, Project HFY moved into Phase 2. Status: General Merrick asked. A tech officer replied, "All missions complete. All humans returned. All tech recovered or disabled. We left no open systems behind." Captain Arya added, "We didn't burn bridges, but we locked every door behind us." Merrick nodded. Then it begins. The lights dimmed. A hologram of the Milky Way galaxy spun above them. Then a new image appeared beyond the galactic edge. Unmarked territory. Unknown stars. Empty space. But not for long. The label read, Human Expansion Initiative. Sectors beyond. At the edge of the known galaxy, a convoy of massive ships floated in silence. These were not aid ships. They were colony carriers, built for long travel, deep exploration, and self-sustained living. Each ship was named after an Earth value: hope, strength, memory, honor, truth. And the lead ship, Independence. Arya stood on its command bridge. Before her stretched black space, uncharted, untouched. "Let's go," she said. Engines ignited. The ships moved forward, slow and steady, like giants waking from sleep. Behind them, the Milky Way sparkled like a city from far away. Ahead of them, freedom. And somewhere, deep in the galaxy, a small alien child looked up at the sky and asked, "Where did the humans go?" Her grandfather replied, "They tried to help, and we turned our backs. Will they come back?" The old one shook his head. "No, not this time." But across the stars, Earth moved forward, quietly, steadily, towards something greater. Not for revenge, not for power, but for peace, on their own terms.